So on a recent live stream, I got the request if I could please talk about my Sony a6400. So I figured, why not? So in this video, I'm going to be sharing 7 things that I love about the Sony a6400. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up, entrepreneurs, and welcome back to the channel. So here on EntreWoman TV, I help you simplify the video creation process so that you can reach wider and connect deeper with the people that need you the most. So whether that is a video tech kind of video like I'll be diving into today, or a video marketing tip, both are here on the channel. So if that's something that you're into, consider subscribing. But let's get to my favorite things about the Sony a6400. So I've loved a lot of cameras. I've had probably now maybe anywhere from like 13 to 15 different ones, little action cameras like the Osmo Pocket. Needless to say, I've been around the block. So I've tried a lot of different brands, tried a lot of different cameras, and the a6400 really is one that I've come to love, and for sure is my absolute end-all be-all favorite camera. And that's a pretty tall statement. So 7 things that I love about this camera. The first one would absolutely be the unlimited video recording. So this is not something that you see on a ton of cameras. You have brands like Panasonic that offer it in most of their cameras, and that was a huge selling point for me because as many videos as I do, whether it's video podcasting, whether that's videos here on the channel or tutorials, I can just continue to speak my message and continue to do the video, including mess ups and retakes and all kinds of things, and I don't have to worry about being cut off at 30 minutes. And this is helpful too when I'm doing my video client work and they're doing their videos. I don't have to start and stop the camera a lot. I can just let it keep going, and that entire clip may be the whole first segment of, episode 1 for them or something like that, versus a bunch of different clips. So I really love the unlimited recording feature. Second thing I love about my Sony a6400 would be the memory recall. Now, this memory recall feature is where basically whether you have a memory card in there or not, all the settings, the whole way that you have your camera set up can be saved. When I'm in my office, I have one of the settings set to just for my live streaming setup in the evening. If that changes and I need to do something else, then I can set a second one for the daytime recording. And then I can set a third one for videos like this that are kind of back here and the lighting's slightly different. And so I can set up those specific ones so that no matter where I am or what I'm doing, I can always set those to exactly what I want. This comes in extremely handy because when I go to do client shoots, like when I went to go do a Rams Gala event, then I wanted to make sure for whether I'm going indoors or outdoors, I can set the white balance for those specific things. So I went early, set up, took the white balance for that specific space and for the lighting and lens I was like the whole thing, so that if it's a 3-day shoot, I don't ever have to worry about changing the settings. I can always go back to those specific defaults. So memory recall is just like super underappreciated, and I absolutely freaking love it. Third thing I love about the Sony a6400, clear image zoom. This is amazing. What happens is if you want to zoom into a camera, you need a zoom lens, obviously. That's not that big of a deal. But if you're on a prime lens, you literally either have to move forward or backwards if you want to zoom in. And you could zoom in or crop into that image, which is why 4K and higher resolutions are like something that people want, so they can do that without losing resolution. Well, on the Sony cameras, they have clear image zoom, so you can zoom in up to 2 times that and not lose any details. It's not a digital zoom. I don't even know fully how this clear image zoom works, but it's amazing. I don't have to lose any resolution. All of the stuff stays the same, and it's just amazing. I freaking love it. It's so good, and it comes in handy a lot. So the fourth amazing thing about this camera is it has a lot of customization features, from the digital side of things, like customizing the menu that is available, or the quick menu that you can pull up on the screen and adjusting that stuff, or the actual custom buttons that you can do on the camera. Fifth thing I love about the Sony a6400 is very simple. It's just the ability to see the volume levels on the screen. Prosumer style cameras like the M50, a6400, or what have you, it's kind of give and take depending upon the brand if you get to see those volume levels and stuff like that. And Canon, I used to come from Canon, they did not do that so well. So it's just nice. It's just a simple and good feature. Sixth thing about the a6400, it would have to be USB internal charging. Every camera in the world needs this feature, I think, because it helps with, especially this camera. It's not that great as far as the battery life. It's using those smaller W style batteries, whatever it is called. If I'm out vlogging, I don't take more than one other battery with me. As a matter of fact, I only have one other Sony battery with me. So I literally only own two for this camera. And it works just fine with it. Now you can, you know, swap batteries and recharge, but that was why this was never a problem for me, because I just strap a small little battery bank to my tripod and it runs for as long as I feel like running it. And of course you got like the wall adapter and stuff, but just USB charging is just, it's just something every camera needs. Seventh, final thing that just makes this camera amazing: clean HDMI out. So as much as I've talked about the M50 on the channel, as much as I appreciate that camera and had a lot of fun with it, not having clean HDMI out was annoying. And it's like, it's fine because every camera is built for a specific person in mind, whether it's photography or videography or what have you. And the M50 is just like a great starter camera for somebody that's new to all of this. So I get it. It's like they may not be trying to live stream with it, and I honestly was pushing mine beyond what it was created to do. So it kind of makes sense that it doesn't have clean HDMI out. But at the same time, when I wanted to get a better camera that I could use for my work, then I wanted to make sure it had that. And the A6400 not only has that, it's really good. And it's just like no overheating. It doesn't have to worry about just any issues when you're live streaming with it. And because you can get sound out of HDMI out, I could have my Rode Wireless Go connected to my camera and still be able to go ahead and live stream, and it pick up the audio from the camera and pipe that in. So you don't need to use a podcasting mic per se. You can use the audio right out of the camera and hooked up that way if you wanted to. So it's a whole lot more to the camera, but those are just like the 7 top things that when I looked at other brands that I was comparing and what they offered and stuff like that, it's just like that lineup of features that at least this camera had. It's not perfect by any means. There are things that I want that they improved on in the A6400 that came out above it. It just would be icing on the cake. But it's like, to be honest, like for doing videos like this for my business and for YouTube, this works perfectly. It's always on a tripod like 98 to 99% of the time. And my purposes and the things that I want, this camera just works amazing for all of that. So those are some of the things that I love about the Sony. Let me know for the Sony a6400, do you guys want to see more videos on this? Do you want to see some tutorials? Let me know down in the description. And if you want to know how I decided on all the cameras that are out there, all the features that are out there, what was my thinking and my process in picking a camera amongst like all of the great ones out there, you can check out that video right there. But guys, live with passion, and I'll see you on the next video.